All right. Good morning. I'm getting a spinning wheel here. So there we go. Okay. Good morning. Now I think we're live. So happy Monday. We are going to, there we go. We're going to get started here momentarily. Same as always, though. I won't be playing music so that you can choose your own music to listen to. And we'll get started here in just a second. Hope you had a great weekend. Things are looking a little glitchy on my end, so hopefully what you're seeing is better quality. If anybody watching can just give a quick comment saying whether or not the video quality looks decent, I would greatly appreciate it. Okay, otherwise we're just going to get rolling. So come on down to the mat, and we are going to start out in a bridge today. So actually the same as Friday. Starting out with back flat, knees bent, heels planted. We're going to drive those hips up, and then we're going to lower back down again, and focusing on just squeezing buns tight to lift the hips up. Keeping a flat spine each time, just a few of those, maybe 5, and then we'll switch to single leg. So think of keeping your thighs parallel to each other. And now as you drive through that right heel with your left leg lifted, you're going to have to focus in a little bit more on squeezing glutes tight to get those butt muscles working. Switch legs here. And now driving through the left heel. Make sure you lift those hips all the way up. Let's go one more time. Good. Nice. So we're going to do some rotational abs today. So let's get started by bringing arms out to a T, and we're going to warm up some of that rotational movement. So with the right foot flexed, go ahead and bring that leg all the way up overhead until you're reaching that straight up toward the sky. And now take that right leg across your body over to your left side. Keep that right shoulder and right arm glued down to the floor. Now using those abs, using your core, lift that right leg back up to the sky. Slow and controlled, lower it down. And now repeat on the left. Straight up overhead. Crossing your body to the right. Lower it all the way down. If you can, let that left foot set down on the floor to your right while keeping left shoulder down on the floor. Now lift it back up. And then lower that straight down. One more time on each side. Straight back up overhead. Lower it all the way down. Okay, one last time on the left. Take it across your body to the right. Back up overhead. Lower that down. Good. Now coming up to standing. And awesome. Good morning. It looks like the video is okay. Cool. So the next movement we're going to work on is walking your hands out. So if you start by just reaching fingertips down toward the floor, walk those hands out to a push-up position. And from here, you can go for an optional push-up either on your hands and toes or hands and knees. And then at the top of the push-up, walk those hands back in toward your toes. Stand up tall. So as your hands come down to the floor right here, we're getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And then we're just going to start loading those shoulders, wrists, arms. This time go for 2 push-ups. And then walk those hands back in again. This time we're going for 3. 2 and 3. Walk those hands back in. We're going to make our way up to 5. Going for 4 here. 2 and 4. Walk those hands back in again. Take some deep breaths. We got one more round here. 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Walk those hands back in. I hate to do this. I got to run and grab my timer. That would be useless without my timer. So we're going to get rolling. We're going to do the same drill. We're going to do 3 exercises back to back to back. That'll be 1 circuit. We'll do each circuit twice. So the first movement we're going to do here is for a little bit of lower body strength. We're going to squat down. We're going to step each foot out and in, and then stand. Squat, step out, step in, stand. From there, we're going to come down to the mat. Then we're going to do some windshield wipers. So this is where you can scale the difficulty based on how far down you take your legs and how straight you have your knees. But with those hands on the floor, either close in by your sides or maybe a little bit further out away from your torso, we're going to work on windshield wiping those legs side to side. And then from there, to really drive that heart rate up, we're going to do jump squats, touching both hands to the floor. So you'll reach down, touch the floor with both hands, and then jump high. All right, so let's get started with those squats first then. Ready, set, go. Squat down, stepping feet out and in, and then stand. Now I'm getting mixed up. Stay as low as you can while you step those feet out and then back in again. Ideally, we're staying at the very bottom of that squat position. Good, that's time. Come on down to the mat here. We're going through those windshield wipers. Ready, set, go. So you'll notice one hip lift off the floor as you lower your legs to the opposite side. We want to focus on control here. No wrenching or unnecessarily twisting the spine. So slow and controlled as you lower those legs down. Maybe a tad bit faster on the way back up. And time. Good. All right, go ahead and hop up here. We've got jump squats. So we're going to reach both hands to the floor. Go. And then jump as high as you can. Jump as tall as you can, as high as you can. Nice soft landing. If you need to take an option that doesn't have that impact, just tap the floor with both hands. Stand up nice and tall. Keep going. We're almost there. And time. Good. So, one round down. We're gonna do that same round one more time. So now that we're starting to get warmed up here, work on sitting down a little lower in the squats, jumping a little faster on the jump squats. So come on back to your squat setup, starting with feet about shoulder width. Ready, set, go. Once we squat down, step them out wider than shoulder width. Bring them back in and stand. Keep on going, we're almost there. Keep it up. And time, come on down to that mat. We've got windshield wipers. Legs up toward the sky. Ready, set, go. Slow and controlled to lower them down. A little bit faster to bring them back up. Exhale as you bring those legs back up toward the sky. Remember, you're only lowering as far as you can while keeping the abs working, and that's fine. Good. So standing one more time, we've got jump squats, touching both hands to the ground, and go. We're going for speed here. Jumping as high as we can. Nice soft landing. Tapping the ground with both hands every single time. Just 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and time. Whew. Very nice. Okay. So next we've got a little bit more rotational ab work. But we're going to do some lateral lunging, which gives some people a little bit of trouble. But the thing to focus on here is as we step out and then lower our hips out over that outside foot, this outside leg is basically just doing a squat. So step out, squat over the outside foot, come back into center, step out in the opposite direction, squat over that outside foot, come back up to center. So we're going to work side to side there. We're going to come down to the mat for a Russian twist. On these, turn this way. On these, you can either keep those heels lightly resting on the floor, lean your torso back. We want to create a V shape symmetrically between knees and shoulders. And we're going to reach those hands to each side of our body. To make this a little bit harder, we're going to hover those heels. Focus on keeping a long torso lean back. From there, we're going to hop up, and we're going to go through high knees here. So the idea is drive those knees up as high as you can, going for speed. All right, so getting started on that lateral lunge. Make sure you've got maybe 5-6 feet on either side of you. And ready, set, go. Step out. Sit down into that squat above your outside foot. Come back to center. As you sit down onto that outside foot, your weight will mostly be on the heel. And time. All right, we've got the Russian twist here. Lean back. Maybe start with heels just lightly floating on the floor, and go. I want you to think about what your shoulders are doing here. We want shoulders rotating to face each side of your body. Leaning back enough to really fire up that core. Get those abs working. Keep going. And hop on up. We've got high knees next. So go for speed here. Get that heart rate up. Ready, set, go. If you need a low impact option, you're going to raise knees still, but think of crossing opposite elbow to knee. Get that core a little more involved. Otherwise, keep moving as quick as you can. We're almost there. And time. Nice. Good, good. All right, quick little breather. Quick little water break. We're going to run through one more round. Starting up in just a second here. So with feet together, make sure you've got space clear on either side of you, and go. We've got those lateral lunges again. Every time we're coming back to center. If I turn and show you a side profile, as I step out, I'm pushing my butt back behind me, come back to center, butt back behind me. So every repetition essentially involves a squat on the outside leg. All right, come on down to the mat here. Got those Russian twists. This time we're stepping it up. We're going to hover feet off the floor and go. To spice this up a little more, keep those arms extended. Takes a little bit more of your body's weight further from your core, making that just a little bit harder. We still want to get nice rotation, making sure you're turning shoulders all the way to one side, all the way to the other, and time. All right, hopping up. We've got those high knees again. Ready, set, go. Power this out for the whole 30 seconds here. Steady breathing, moving as quick as you can. Ten more seconds here. 5 more seconds. And time. All right. Let's take a slightly longer water break here. So we're going to do more. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to do more of sort of an upper body split now. So if you've got a towel, now is a good time to grab that towel. And we're going to come down to start lying on our stomach on the mat. I've got a beach towel size towel here. Even a hand towel will work well. This is the prone row that we did maybe a week or two ago, where holding onto that towel about shoulder width, so maybe just wider than shoulder width. Start with your feet on the floor. With arms long, lift them up off the floor, holding that towel apart. We're going to row that towel in just below the chin and then reach it out long. So as long as you keep applying that sort of tug on the towel and keep those arms and hands off the floor, that's going to be a good challenge for the back. Next, we're going to turn over to our backs. Feet to the sky here. We're going to do a simple crunch toward toes here. Exhale every time you crunch toward those toes. From there, we're flipping back to our stomachs, but we're going to get into a push-up position. Same as Friday, we're going to do that mountain climber pass-through. So you're going to transition to one hand, pass those feet through, or that foot through. You can always keep both hands on the floor and go for more of a knee to opposite elbow sort of a mountain climber. So come on down to your stomach, lying down flat on the floor. We're grabbing that towel, prone row, ready, set, go. This is a good chance to think about whether your hips are getting involved. So if you squeeze buns tight, so flex your glutes, squeeze the cheeks, that's going to help you keep your chest and shoulders off the floor, believe it or not, without getting too much pinchy pain in the lower back. And that's time. So go ahead and turn over to your back. All right, feet up toward the sky. Reach those fingertips toward your toes and go. We're crunching. Slow and controlled here. We're not just jerking chin to toes. We're actually lifting those shoulders and that whole upper back off the floor here. We're almost there. And time. All right, so we are back to our stomachs. We're going to get in that push-up position here, and we're going to do those pass-throughs. Go! So go as quick as you can. Take the modification if you need it. The modification is going to be a mountain climber with opposite knee to elbow. Just another 10 seconds here. Keep on working all the way through to the buzzer. 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, so heart rate probably isn't up quite as high here, so let's come straight back down to the mat for that prone row, and go. Keeping those hands up off the floor. Keeping those shoulders down away from the ears. So focus on pulling your shoulders back behind you and down towards your back pockets. And time, go ahead and turn over to your back here. All right. Soles of the feet to the sky. And go. We're crunching again. Every repetition. Reaching fingertips to toes. Lead with your chest and your shoulders rather than just your nose. Exhale every time we crunch those shoulders off the floor. And time. Good. All right, back to facing the floor here. We've got those mountain climbers. Either keeping both hands on the floor, go, or we're taking one hand off the floor. Whatever option you choose, focus on moving quick, driving that heart rate up. Working that core for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. All right. Quick little break here. Next, we're going to go into the last circuit. We're moving quick today. So on the last circuit, we're going to go for a push-up and then an alternating shoulder tap. So start with your standard push-up. So you're going to want feet a little bit wider apart today. Lower into that push-up, come back out of it, tap the opposite shoulder with each hand. So push-up, shoulder tap, back to the push-up. We're gonna run through those for 30 seconds. Then, since we're getting close to the end here, we're gonna do more of the metabolic conditioning, more of a cardio drill here, and we're gonna do the runner. So if you start with the left foot forward, right foot back, like you're on the starting blocks at on a track here. If your right foot is back, bring your left arm back. We're gonna go through a running movement, stationary. So your opposite hand and knee, in this case, left hand, right knee, are moving together. We're gonna go 30 seconds on one side, and then we're gonna switch. We're gonna go 30 seconds on that other side. So it'll be a full minute of cardio. A little more intensity here, which means we might need a little bit more of a break after that round. So we're starting out with push-ups, either on your hands and toes or hands and knees with that shoulder tap. Ready, set, go. Push up, shoulder tap, push up. Every time you go for the shoulder tap, make sure your buns are tight to keep your body from rocking side to side too much. Just 5 more seconds. One more round. And time, good. So hop on up. Let's go left foot forward first. Right foot back, left arm back. Ready, set, go. Really what we're doing is we're driving that back foot down into the floor and then pulling knee to chest as fast as we can. You're gonna stay on a bent knee on that front leg the whole time, just moving as quick as possible here. Really focus on sprinting, right? So we're driving that heart rate up as high as we can. And time, we got to switch here. So now right foot forward, left foot back, right hand back, and ready, set, go. All out sprint as fast as you can. Keep it going. Don't slow down. Keep driving off the toes of the back foot. And time. All right. Let's take a little break here. Let that heart rate come back down. That was tough. So we're going to run through one more round of that. Coming on back to the last set of push-ups here. Push up, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. If you were on your knees on that last round, this time around I want you to do as many as you can on your toes. And if you need to switch to knees, that's okay. Just keep working the entire 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Shoulder tap, push up, shoulder tap. Maybe switch which hand you lead those shoulder taps with. Hips are working the entire time. Buns are tight. Just 8 more seconds. And time. All right, this time, coming up to standing, but right foot forward first. Left foot back. Ready, set, go. This is a sprint. Keep your weight on that planted foot. In this case, it's that right foot. Keep moving as fast as you can. Keep moving those arms and switch. Left foot forward, right foot back, left hand back. Ready, set, go. That's the last 30 seconds of work. Moving opposite hand and knee together. They swing forward together. They move back together. Drive that heart rate up. Don't stop. Don't quit. We are almost there. And time. Nice work. Awesome job here. All right, so what we're going to do next is the final little bit of work for the core. We're going to go from one side plank straight into a front plank, straight into a side plank on the other side. So I'm going to do this facing you. You can start on either side. I'm going to start on my right side here. And the goal is 30 seconds of each. So come on down to your right side plank, either on the side of your foot, or if you need to modify, you're going to be on bent knees, sides of the shin. Ready, set, go. As that heart rate continues to come back down again, we're still getting some good work in. We're already 15 seconds in. You focus on your breathing here. Steady breaths in and out. Use that good breathing to get a little recovery here. 30 seconds are up. Let's go to that front plank here. So make a couple of fists. Elbows are below the shoulders. Core is engaged. Buns are tight here. We're already 15 seconds into that front plank. Five more seconds on the front plank. All right, now make this the smoothest transition you can to that left side plank now. It's already 1 minute and 10 seconds here. Flying by. We should have said 2.5 minutes. I don't know what I was thinking. Just 5 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice work today. Awesome job. So we got through a good amount of work pretty quick there. What we'll do next is work on some of the mobility that you need with that lateral lunge. So today, if stepping out into that lateral lunge was really tough, see if you can do this right next to your chair, see if you can sit down butt to heel here. So you're actually sitting all the way down onto the heel of one foot. Your extended leg is where you're probably going to feel most of the stretch. So you can use your hands to sort of stabilize the floor and keep that tall torso. With the extended leg here, point those toes up toward the sky. Feel that stretch throughout the inside of your thigh. You may feel it down toward your calf. Simply staying tall here might be the hardest part. And that's where using either your chair or simply pushing hands off the floor will come in handy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to keep those hands on the floor, and we're just going to transition over to that other side. So if you find yourself kind of rolling under the toes of the foot that you're sitting down on, maybe bring a hand behind you so you can keep your heel planted, keep a tall torso, and just soak up that stretch through the extended leg. Just a delight. Now we're going to transition back over to to that other side. So we're just crawling fingers across the floor, staying on the heel of the planted foot. You might even prop an elbow on the knee, bask in the glory of that stretch here. If you're like me, your heart rate's still coming down. One more time, we're going to walk those hands over to the other side. Flip your toes up on that extended leg. Prop your torso up tall, whether you're pushing through the floor, using the elbow against the bent knee. Let's get a good stretch through that extended leg. All right, now bring those hands back to center. Go ahead and stand. You can walk those feet back in. We're going to do a little bit of an IT band stretch now. So let's take right foot, cross it over outside of the left foot, and then we are simply reaching down toward toes. So what you'll feel, you've got your legs in kind of a corkscrew here. What you ought to feel is that the outside of the back leg is going to get a nice stretch. And if you start to walk your fingertips out to sort of deepen that twist, maybe a little more stretch through the outside of the back leg. Go ahead and unwind those feet. Let's work on that other side. So now I've got my right leg behind. And if I push my butt back to the right and reach my fingertips to the left here, I'm going to feel a little bit more of that stretch through the outside of the right leg. So whichever foot you've got in the back, whichever leg is behind, that's where you ought to feel more of that stretch through the outside of the leg. If this is a little much for your lower back, you can simply keep hands on knees. This might be where you put a hand on the chair. Come on back up to standing. Let's go through just a simple hamstring stretch here. So if you've got your chair handy, let's see who's, oh, hi, Peggy. So go ahead and take your chair. Good to see you, Peggy. Go ahead and take your chair and send your right heel up to the chair. I want you to square up your hips and your shoulders to face right at that chair. And then the tall torso. If you are going to lean forward at all, it's a matter of hinging from the hips, sticking your butt out behind you. That's what will give you that nice, specific hamstring stretch while keeping a happy lower back. Go ahead and switch feet here. So square up your hips and your shoulders. So you're looking straight toward that leg extended in front of you. And then gently hinge from the hips. So keep a flat back, push your butt back behind you. That's what gives you the stretch through the hamstring. Think of leading any sort of forward lean you've got, you're going to lead with your chest. I'm going to run through one more time per side. Steady breaths here. You're always working to push your hips back a little bit more. You're always going for a little bit more of a hip hinge here. And then switching sides one last time. Use the fully extended leg and the sort of a right angle that you're creating between the torso and the leg. Use that to get the stretch. Rather than letting your head and shoulders fall toward your toes. And ease out of that stretch.
Give yourself a high five here. And if you're like Peggy and you showed up a little late, that's no worries. You can still go ahead and just and either rewind the video, run through the workout now, or that'll stay on the page for later use. We're back at it on Friday morning at 8 o'clock. Thanks for coming out today. Have an awesome week. Stay positive. Get in contact with friends, family, maybe somebody you haven't talked to recently, and make the most of this week. Enjoy. Take care. Bye.